My trusting heart, there is a moment I want you to remember. Not a dramatic moment, not a crisis, just the ordinary moment when your hand was resting on something. A countertop, a steering wheel, the edge of a bed, the armrest of a chair you had been sitting in for too long. And you noticed, almost by accident, that your fingers were trembling, not from cold, not from effort, just from the quiet accumulation of carrying more than any one hand was ever designed to hold. You looked at your own hand as if it belonged to someone else, and in that brief second, before the noise of the day rushed back in to cover it, a single honest thought moved through you. I cannot keep holding everything like this. I was not built to grip this tight for this long. That thought was not weakness. That thought was the first true sentence your soul had spoken in a long while, and I want you to know that I heard it. I was in the room. I was closer than the air on your skin. And I have been waiting, patiently, for you to let that trembling hand fall into mine. This is the moment I want to meet you in, not some future version of you that has everything figured out. Not the stronger, tidier, more composed you that you keep promising yourself you will become before you finally let me carry anything. The you with the shaking hand. The you who has been holding the rope of your own life so long that the rope has cut into your palm. That is the one I came for. That is the one I am speaking to right now. And the first thing I want you to hear, before anything else, is that the trembling is not a problem to be hidden. It is the door I have been standing outside of, waiting for you to open. Your trembling palm was never meant to hold this alone. Let that sentence rest inside your chest for a moment. Your trembling palm was never meant to hold this alone. It was not an oversight of design that left you unable to carry the full weight of your own life. It was a feature. You were made to need a steady grip beyond your own. You were built for partnership, not for solitary endurance. Every time you tried to convince yourself that you just needed to be stronger, just needed to grit your teeth a little harder, just needed to hold on a little longer without help, you were arguing against the very shape you were created in. The exhaustion you feel is not a sign that you are broken. It is a sign that you were never meant to do this the way you have been doing it. I have watched the way you have held on, not with judgment in my eyes, with tenderness, with the slow, aching tenderness of a father who sees his child insisting on carrying a beam that is crushing her shoulders, refusing help because she has somehow come to believe that accepting help would cost her the identity she has built around being the one who can. I watched you put on the face that tells everyone around you that things are manageable. Let me also say something about the people in your life who have been part of the weight, not because they meant to be. Most of the people who contribute to your exhaustion are not trying to exhaust you. They are simply people with their own needs, their own wounds, their own limited capacity to see what you are carrying on their behalf. Some of them have become accustomed to the way you have been managing everything for them, because your managing has made their lives easier, and easier lives are hard to question. You may feel guilty about the idea of stepping back from that role, because stepping back means that some of the weight will land in places it has not been landing. People will have to handle things they have not been handling. There will be a period of adjustment, and the adjustment may be uncomfortable for them, and you may feel the old pull to rescue them from their discomfort by taking the weight back onto yourself. Do not take the weight back. I am going to be in that adjustment with them. I am not asking you to release them into a vacuum where no one is caring for them. I am asking you to release them into my care, which is deeper and more sufficient than yours ever was. I can meet their needs in ways you could not, because I am not limited the way you are limited. When you stop being their sole source of support, the space that opens is not empty. It is filled with a presence that was always ready to be their support directly, but that could not reach them as fully as long as you were mediating everything on their behalf. Your stepping back is not abandonment. It is a creation of room for a more direct connection between them and the one who can actually sustain them. You were never meant to be their God. You were meant to love them alongside me, not in my place. That is the structure of love that actually nourishes everyone involved. Love from a full source, not love from a drain source. Love that flows through you from the underneath well, rather than love that has to be generated by your own willpower because you have not been drinking from the underneath well yourself. When you reconnect to the source, the love becomes abundant again. It stops being a depleting transaction and becomes a flowing river, and the river feeds both the ones you love and you yourself. No one has to be starved for the giving to happen. Everyone gets fed. That is the economy of heaven, and it is the economy I want to bring you back into. The exhaustion is going to lift, not because I am snapping my fingers and dissolving every hard thing in your life, because a soul that has stopped carrying what it was not meant to carry begins, naturally, to restore itself. You were built to recover when the wrong weights come off. Your system is self-healing in the layers that matter, as long as the clenching stops. The body knows how to rest when the mind finally permits it. The heart knows how to open when the fear finally releases its claim on it. The spirit knows how to soar when the tether of obligation to things you were never meant to be obligated to is finally cut. All of these healing systems are already inside you. I put them there when I made you. They have been waiting patiently for the conditions that allow them to work. And those conditions are what I am giving you now. The condition of release, the condition of being held, the condition of knowing that the home is already built and you cannot lose your place in it. I want you to do something small, right where you are, as these words move through you. Let your shoulders drop, just a little, not a performance of relaxation, just a literal letting down of the shoulders you did not realize were raised. Feel the place between your shoulder blades where the tension has been living. Let some of it go. Breathe out longer than you breathed in. Let the air leave you completely before the next breath arrives. And in the pause between the full exhale and the next inhale, in that tiny window of complete emptiness, let yourself simply rest. 1 second of real rest. 1 second of your hand fully in mine with nothing held back. You do not have to make it last. You do not have to turn it into a spiritual discipline. Just 1 second, right now. Let those words settle inside you, the way warmth settles into a room after the fire has been burning long enough. The home was built before your journey began. The destination is not in doubt. The arrival is not conditional on whether you walk this next mile with perfect clarity or perfect composure. The place has been ready since before you took the first step, and the steps you are taking now are not steps toward a home that might or might not be there at the end. They are steps toward a home that is already standing. Its foundation has already been poured. Its walls have already been raised. The light inside its windows has already been lit, and it has been burning patiently, waiting for the moment you come into view on the road and see it for the first time. Nothing you are walking through right now is going to change whether that home exists. That is a settled matter. What is still being settled is only the quality of your walking. Whether you continue to carry what is not yours to carry, or whether you finally let it go and walk the rest of this road the way you were always meant to walk it, unburdened, accompanied, anchored to a destination that does not move. Let me hold you for 1 second without any of the old defenses in place. That second is the beginning. From that second, more seconds can come, and the seconds can grow into minutes, and the minutes can grow into whole stretches of your day where you are walking in me instead of walking alone. That is the architecture of promised peace, building itself into your actual life, not as a future arrival, but as a present inhabitation. The home is already reaching out to meet you. It is sending portions of its peace up the road to find you in the fog, and you are receiving them, one released breath at a time, one dropped shoulder at a time, one letting go of one finger at a time, until eventually your whole hand is resting in mine, and the walking has become something you can sustain because it is no longer something you are doing on your own strength. I love you. I want that word to sit in you with its full weight, unfiltered by the usual brushing past that the word sometimes receives. I love you. Not generically, not as a statement that could be made to anyone. You, with the specific hand, the specific history, the specific exhaustion, the specific story that has brought you to this exact moment of reading these words. I love you in the particular. I love you with the knowledge of everything you have been, everything you are, and everything you will become on the far side of this weary season. My love is not conditional on your improvement. It is not waiting for you to be easier to love. It is present in full force right now, reaching you at your least composed, at your most tired, at the moment when you feel least qualified to receive it. That is the moment it was made for. That is the moment when love of the kind I offer reveals what it actually is, not a reward for performance, but a source of life for those who have run out of their own. Your trembling palm was never meant to hold this alone. I watched you answer the casual, "How are you?" with the word fine, and I watched the small contraction in your jaw as the word left your mouth. Because fine has been doing so much work in your vocabulary lately, it has been holding back whole paragraphs. It has been standing guard in front of rooms inside you that you are not ready for anyone else to see. Fine has become the wall. And behind the wall, the hand has been trembling. I am not asking you to tear the wall down on your own. I am not asking you to perform a great act of emotional courage that exhausts the last reserve you have. I am asking something much simpler. I am asking you to let one finger uncurl. That is all. Just one finger. Loosen your grip on just one thing. The thing you have been holding tightest. The thing you have been most afraid to release because you have been convinced that if you let go of it, everything else will collapse. Let that one finger open, let it relax, and feel for the first time in a long while what it is like to not be the only one holding. I want to describe to you what has been on the other side of your grip this entire time. Because there is a picture you have been carrying that is not the true picture, and the true picture is going to change how you feel about letting go. You have been imagining, whether consciously or not, that if you release your grip, there is nothing underneath, that you are suspended over emptiness by the sheer force of your own holding on, that the moment your fingers open, you will fall into a space with no floor. And so your fingers have not opened. Not really. Not in the way that counts. They have maintained the clench even when your mind knew in some distant theoretical way that trust was supposed to be the answer. Because the body does not release based on theory, the body releases based on trust, and trust requires seeing what is actually underneath. Here is what is actually underneath. Not emptiness, a hand. A steady, open, unhurried hand that has been held out below yours the entire time. A hand that does not tremble, not because it has no feeling, but because it is attached to the one who does not move when the ground moves. A hand that has been in position since before you were born, patient through every tightening of your grip, never withdrawing, never growing tired of waiting, never saying it was too late or that you had clenched for too long. My hand has been under yours. Every time you thought you were holding yourself up alone, my hand was catching the weight you did not even know was being redistributed. The reason you are still standing is not the strength of your grip. The reason you are still standing is that I have been carrying more of this than you have been able to see. Stop for a second and receive that, not as a nice idea, as the literal truth of your situation. The reason you have not yet collapsed under what you have been carrying is that the carrying has been shared from the very beginning, even in the seasons when you felt most alone. You were never doing it all on your own. It only felt that way because you were looking at your own hand and forgetting to look below it. The grip that was holding the weight was mine. The grip that was also holding yours was also mine. I have been doing the deep carrying while letting you believe that the surface effort was the whole story, because sometimes a person needs to feel their own participation in order to trust that the carrying is real. But there comes a moment when that kind of seeing has to end, when the illusion of solitary carrying has to give way to the truth of shared carrying, or the person simply cannot continue. This is that moment for you. I am pulling back the curtain on the arrangement. I am showing you what has actually been happening underneath your grip, and I am inviting you to reorient your whole relationship with your own strength, not by pretending you have more than you do, by recognizing that the steadiness you have been trying to manufacture has been available freely from a source that never runs out. The eternal does not get tired of being the foundation. My grip does not weaken with use. I do not budget my steadiness the way you have been forced to budget yours. There is no reserve I am trying to protect from overdrawing. You can pour the full weight of your life into my hand, and my hand will not sag. You can release every finger at once without a gradual handover, without a trial period, without an emergency exit, and my hand will simply receive what yours has been straining to hold. Now, I want to speak to the exhaustion specifically because the exhaustion is its own presence in your life right now, and it deserves to be addressed directly rather than spoken around. The tiredness you are feeling is not ordinary tiredness. It is not the kind that a single stretch of quiet sleep resolves. It goes deeper. It has layers. There is the physical layer, where your body has been running on reserves it was not designed to draw from indefinitely. There is the emotional layer, where you have been absorbing the moods and needs and crises of people around you without adequate spaces to set any of it down. There is the mental layer, where your thoughts have been running the same loops for so long that the loops have worn grooves in the surface of your thinking, and the thoughts now travel those grooves automatically, whether you invite them or not. And beneath all of that, there is a deeper layer, the one that most exhausted people do not have language for, the soul layer. The part of you that was made to rest in me, and that has been denied that rest for so long that it has almost forgotten what resting in me even feels like. That layer is the one I am reaching toward right now. That is the layer my hand is under. The world you are living in has not made it easy to rest in that layer. I know this. I am not speaking to you from some distant place where I am unaware of the texture of 2026 and what it has been doing to people. I know the pace, I know the noise, I know the weight of information coming at you constantly, most of it designed to agitate, most of it pulling your attention toward problems you cannot personally solve and emergencies that have no place to land inside you and then evaporate. I know the way your phone has become a small door into a room full of other people's crises and demands, and how that door is hard to close, and how even when it is closed, there is the awareness that it could reopen at any moment, and something new could arrive that requires a response. I know the subtle pressure to always be available, always be informed, always be ready to react, always be performing a version of yourself that can be shared. The architecture of your days has been shaped, in part, by forces that profit from your inability to stop, and stopping has become, for many people, a kind of quiet rebellion, not just a personal recovery, but a refusal to go on, participating in their own unraveling. I am inviting you into that rebellion, not as rage, as rest, as a deliberate, patient, trusting release of the belief that you have to be everywhere, respond to everything, solve every problem that lands in your field of view. That belief is not from me. I have never asked you to carry the weight of a world I am already holding. I have never required you to be the emergency response system for situations I am already present in. The pressure you feel to be constantly on is not originating from heaven. It is originating from a culture that has forgotten the shape of its own soul, and you do not have to remain shaped by that culture. You can step out of its rhythm and step into mine. The rhythm of mine is slower. It has more breath in it. It has actual silence, not just the absence of sound, but the fullness of presence that silence makes room for. And in that rhythm, your trembling begins to still, not because you willed it to, because you finally stopped doing the thing that was making it tremble in the first place. The fog you have been walking through is not an accident of circumstance. It is the natural consequence of trying to navigate with resources that were never meant to handle what you have been handling. When a person tries to see clearly while their soul is depleted, the vision gets hazy. Everything starts to feel uncertain. Decisions that used to be simple become tangled. Paths that used to seem obvious become obscured. The fog is not always out there in the external world. Sometimes the fog is the internal condition of someone whose reserves have been running low for so long that clarity itself has become a luxury they cannot quite afford. If this is where you are, I want you to understand something. You are not lost because the path disappeared. You are having trouble seeing the path because the one looking at it has not had anything restore her sight in a long time, and sight is going to return, not because you strain harder to see, because you let the weight fall into my hand and your eyes begin, gradually, to adjust back to a softer light. Something is already being built for you while you walk through this fog. I want to pull back another curtain and let you see it. You have been so focused on the difficulty of the present that you have not had much capacity to consider what has been under construction in a place you cannot currently see. But construction has been happening, not loud construction, not the kind that sends notifications, the kind that happens in the hidden places, the kind that arranges the beams and sets the foundations and frames the walls of a dwelling that is being prepared specifically for someone with your name on the door. The home you are being led toward is not a fantasy. It is not a metaphor that sounds nice at funerals but has no present reality. It is a real place, in the deepest sense of real, built by the hands of the one who made realness itself. And it is being prepared for you, not as a reward you earn, as an inheritance you receive, not because you got everything right on the journey, because you belong to the one who built the destination. The home was built before your journey began. One last time, let that sentence go all the way down. Your trembling palm was never meant to hold this alone. And now that you know it, now that you have heard it in a way you cannot unhear, the rest of the journey is going to feel different, not because the road changed, because the walker changed. The walker stopped trying to hold everything by herself the walker started walking with her hand resting in the hand of the one who built the destination before the journey began, and the one holding that hand has been waiting for this exact moment, the moment of the soft release, the moment when pride and fear and habit finally lose their argument against rest, and the hand that has been clenched for so long simply, quietly opens. My hand is under yours. It has always been. It will always be. Walk with me now. Amen. If these words found you where you needed them most, do one small thing before you go. Type Amen in the comments, not as a formality, but as a mark that says, yes, this was for me. Yes, I am letting go. If something in this message moved through the tired layers of your heart, share it with someone whose grip has been trembling too. Subscribe so the next message finds you, and click the bell to be notified when it arrives. Thank you for being here, for listening with your whole heart, and for letting this message reach the place inside you that was made to be held. You are not walking alone.